everyone. I've got my list of things to talk about. Hope everyone's doing all right. It's nice to see we've got 3 people here already. We've got INFJ and Resonant Reflections. So yeah, I usually just start this with a chat, and I won't really respond to the comments for a while until I finish my talk. But I wanted to talk about how good this is for me, and how much it's helped me since I started these lives, and making friends, and we're all supporting each other and helping each other and giving each other advice, and encouraging each other, inspiring each other. It's really good, and we have these great conversations as well. So it's you know it's helping me in so many ways, and because I'm also going through this massive healing, I'm sort of documenting what I'm working on, and talking about what I've gone through during the week, and then what I'm going to try and do the next week. And so it's a really positive thing for me to be doing this. And so I've done a lot in the last week, and I also haven't done much in the last week. So it's been, again, very similar to a lot of the weeks. But yeah, this making friends is a really good thing, and so we're gonna, I'm gonna keep doing these Sunday streams, and as long as I can, really. And it's so nice to have lovely people, and all the comments, really means so much to me. Reading these amazing comments from people. What I was saying in the description was how it has helped me a lot from breaking out of being this isolated person, and being so lonely, to now not being so alone anymore. And that really means a lot to me, because this is my social interaction. This is my ability to connect with people, and I'm still basically not leaving the house at the moment. That will get better in time. Last week I managed to go exercise one day, and I went and practiced the staff, swung the staff around, and I felt so uncoordinated and so unfit, but it was good to do. I'll do it again this week, and maybe try and do it 2 or 3 times, and then build up fitness that way. That can be my exercise, and nature therapy is watching the sunset and exercising at the same time. And so I at least did it once last week. But yeah, loneliness is a big thing, and as I've said in other streams, like I progressively isolated, and over the years withdrew more and more, and and then looking back over my life, I did spend not large periods of my life where I didn't really do much, and I've been doing a lot of thinking back over time recently, and also in respect to thinking about the state that I was in at different times, and how essentially for most of my life I've been in a fright, freeze, or fawn state. Rarely get into the fight, but those 3 modes I've spent extended periods, especially dissociating, and I would get stuck in these modes for extended periods of time, and then I would have periods where I was had stability and things were working good and I was progressing and growing and having fun, and then it would happen again. I would get stuck in these states for periods of time, and then I had years where it was like a battle where I was not getting stuck in these states for such long periods of time, but I was also um, getting triggered and being stuck for days, weeks, months, and then getting back free of that. Um, so it's been interesting to sort of go back through thinking of different periods and what it was like at different times, from young child to adolescent to adult to now. So yeah, I am lonely, but I'm not so lonely now. I've got all these friends here, and sorry, I'm sweating. I just had a shower. Um, so I haven't. It's been 11 years since I've had a girlfriend, and I haven't had sex for 9 years. So I feel like I'm lacking in a lot. Um, so my goal for the future is to try and find companionship somehow, and I don't. It could be years. It may never happen, but it's something that I'm open towards working towards getting. Now that I've processed stuff and I'm healing, I think I'm going to be in a position where I can actually um, have a relationship. And so for a long period of my life, I felt like it was impossible. Whereas now I feel like I could possibly, this could be something that could happen in the future. So that I'm optimistic towards this, and I know it's not going to happen straight away. It might not happen for a long time. So again, I did all this processing over the last few months, and I keep thinking, did I do too much? But I'm sort of glad I have done this, because I can now sort of start the next part of this journey, and then I'm still I'm still dealing with the sort of ramifications, aftermath, recapitulation. Um, I'm not getting flashbacks, but I'm getting emotional pain, and I'm also having um, I'm reflecting on things, and it is bringing up pain, but I'm able to sort of deal with it and keep it at a distance in a way. Um, I'm trying to not get angry about all the lost time. Like, I wrote a poem during the week last week, which was letting out a lot of emotion about getting through, well, difficult times, and then and in the poem it mentions, like all that time that was taken away from me and stuff like that. I can't think about that. I've got to be happy that I'm here now, and I've got a future, and I'm going to work on making as much as I can out of what I've got now and moving forward. And that's going to take a lot of work, and I've still got I'm only at the very beginning of this healing process, really. So I've got so much to do. Um, what else? So like last week, there was a few days where nothing happened at all, but I still was doing um, my responsibilities. Um, I did a lot of reading. I finished the book club book last week. Um, Haruki Murakami's Norwegian Wood. So I'm a few weeks ahead. We've got a few weeks before we talk about it. It's a really good book. Oh, I'm not going to talk about it because we should just talk about it when we have the special book club show. What book I did read was what I mentioned last week was Accessing the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve by Stanley Rosenberg, and it's a really good book. You know, it's well written, and it really explains the polyvagal theory in a easy to understand way. And so I've learned a lot from reading this book. The other good thing about it is it has section 1 and 2, and section 1's talking all about explaining the nerves, what they do, and how they are part of your body. And then section 2 is practices that you can do, practical things. Because this guy does body work. He's a doctor, but he, yeah. So there's exercises, so you can stretch your neck and pressure points for migraines. There's a whole bunch of exercises in there. So if you can rent this book out from your library, it's worth reading. It's really, I'm really glad I've read it, and it's a great introduction to polyvagal theory. I've just got the audio book from Stephen Porget called Polyvagal Safety, the audiobook version. I couldn't find any of the other ones that he's written, and I've only just started that. So, but this book, Accessing the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve, is really good because it explains it really simply, how the nerves, it goes through all the main cranial nerves that are part of the vagus nerves that of at that, and how they interact with your face and your neck and your organs, and how it explains the differences between the old theory of this nervous system being sympathetic and parasympathetic to polyvagal theory, where you have you got your autonomic nervous system, and then you've got your two branches of the vagus nerve, or the vagal. So yeah, and that it's essentially the same thing, where so the dorsal is the parasympathetic, so it's when you shut down. So I won't try and go explain anything, and you've probably already done research into this stuff yourself, and if not, it's worth doing. And it applies to the techniques that are in this book are really great, because they're good techniques that help to promote blood flow to nerves, especially in the face and neck, that help get you back into stasis or balance and stability. So it's just a really good book. I would suggest reading it if you've got the time and can get access to it. So yeah, I've been able to read a lot because now my sort of caring role has sort of changed. Now I'm basically on night shift every night now. So this gives me an opportunity to actually read all through the night. And so this means I'm going to be reading constantly now. And I'll probably read 2 or 3 books a week. And for me, this is something new or great in a way. Like, I'm taking this as an opportunity, because I used to love reading, and 12 years ago, I think it was, when I stopped reading, and I didn't read any books basically for all that time. And I've only just started reading again, and this is really great to just, I've read, I think, 3 or 4 books in the last few weeks, and I'm going to be reading a couple of books a week. So that's really going to help me with everything, because they'll be spread across all different stuff. And also, this night shift also gives me opportunity to work on the nonviolent communication course I'm doing, and then when I start my next course in the next month, it'll be in a month or so, I'll start my next short course, so I'll be able to do study during that time. It means that basically I go to sleep at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll wake up at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So my life's different at the moment, and it's going to be like this for a long time, as long as possible, really. And it's just my role. It's what I'm doing. And I'm fortunate to be able to be here to be able to do that. And so I'm taking that opportunity to also expand my mind and learn as much as I can in the process while I'm awake at those hours. In the last couple of weeks, like I had those several weeks where I didn't drink any alcohol. And then in the last couple of weeks, I had a few occasions where I drank alcohol, but I'm back off it again. And, I feel better for it. So the way I see it, if I have something to drink once a month or once every few months, that's okay. I'm just not going to get that habit back again. So that's about it, really. Like, for where I'm at, like I'm progressing slowly. I'm learning more. This polyvagal stuff's awesome. The exercises in it. I practiced as I was doing them, finishing the book. I was practicing the exercises, and I'm certainly going to keep doing these exercises. And they're neck stretching and pressure points, and simple exercises that you only take a few minutes to do. So and they help reset your vagus nerve, and yeah. I'm going to keep learning polyvagal theory and learn more about it, especially the guy Stephen Porget's stuff, that he's the founder of the theory, and then learn more and more about it, so I can apply that to re-regulating, and also strengthening the nervous system. And so this book I just read, Accessing the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve, it's really good how he explains in the book, like, all the different things that he's treated with it, across depression, anxiety, autism, PTSD. So it's a really good book. So yeah, things are progressing along. I've got in the next few weeks, I've got some first aid courses I'm doing, which is great, and I'm got them for free. I'm doing getting to do them for free, which is great, and that'll help me with my goals for what I want to do, working for myself in the future. And I've got these business coach, that's career coach, that's helping me with my goals. So I've got to finish my business plan in the next few weeks. Even though I'm not even going to start this business for 6 months or a year, like I've got to be working on it now, you know. And if I show them I'm really keen and I'm focused, they're going to support me. The more I actually prove to them that I'm going to follow through with what I want to do, the more they're going to support me. So I've really got to take this opportunity to do as much as I can with it. So, but yeah, that's it. I love this community of people that we've got here, and we have great chats. I have no idea what we're going to chat about tonight. You know, we had an awesome chat last week. There was 2 streams because it cut out, and then I had to start the stream again, and it turned out half the people had to leave anyway at that time. They had other stuff they had to do. So, but then the second stream was amazing as well. We had amazing chats. So I don't know. I'll probably start talking to everyone in the comments. So Resonant Reflection says hi, Em and Bells. I'll just start reading from where we're at. Resonant Reflection says, I just bought myself a mini stepper this week as I need to be more fit. Oh, they're cool, those things, and you can then exercise like where you are. You can even be sitting in front of a computer using them sometimes. Ultra Hayaka says to Resonant Reflections, to learn about Amin, I think it's a good question to ask oneself if unsure which direction to turn for inspiration, purpose. That's awesome. I because I'd started the chat, I didn't know where that, because you were already having the conversation. So, but that's awesome. Ultra Hayaka says, good morning, Em and Bells, with the coffee. Resonant Reflection says, I'm good. Yeah. Resonant Reflection says, yeah, free state for me most of my life. Yeah, I think that's probably been the most dominant for me, free state. And then fawn whenever I'm in a working situation. And this is the thing is a lot of, Pete Walker talks about the 4 states, and you don't really hear many other people talk about the 4 states. They only talk about it as fight or flight, but there's freeze and fawn. Sam likes fruit. How you going, Sam? Wow, not lacking, Luke. That's probably saved yourself a lot of crap and STDs and broken heart. Thanks, brother. Yeah, well, it's still sad, because I am missing out, But at the same time, like, yeah, you're right. Like, you can have a lot of pain with relationships, and sometimes being alone can be okay, and it has been for most of it. It's just, and so I know that it's not anytime soon it's going to happen, but I still look forward to I'm optimistic that maybe something could happen in the future. I'm not going to totally write it off. Resonant Reflection says, it's a great book. I've read it. That's it. It is a good book, isn't it? It's really well written. I said, if you can get it out from your library or whatever, and it's got some good drawings in there showing the different parts of the body, and also explaining the way he explains how the different cranial nerves and the important ones, and how they affect our ability to react and express emotion, read other people's emotions, and Resonant Reflection says, hi, Sam. Continues on, when is the book club and is it on YouTube? We started it 2 weeks ago, and we picked the first book. It's Haruki Murakami's Norwegian Wood, and then in 2 weeks' time we're going to talk about it. And I've got we had a short list of 10 books, and we've picked one of them already, so we've got 9. So we can add, every so often we can add more books to the list, so that when we pull out randomly draw one out of the hat, we can keep adding books to the list. But I'll keep what's left in the next lot. So I might add one in 2 weeks, add a new book. And I remember you said you had a suggestion for a book, so we might take that as a book. I'll write that down, and then that goes in the hat. So there's a chance that one will be the next one. So if you want to start reading it, you can read it in the next 2 weeks. It's Sam Likes Fruit says hi. Resonant Reflection says, great that you read now. It's my lifeline. Yeah, it is great that I've got back reading, it was so many years, and I used to love reading, and I used to read all the time, and I stopped reading, and then it was such a barrier for me. Like, I tried getting back to it, and then I couldn't concentrate on it, and I had no want to read. But now I'm really got this passion to read again, and I've got all these topics I want to read about. And that with this book club, there's all these non-fiction books, and then so I used to read mainly non-fiction. So this gives me an opportunity to read fiction books as well, which is really awesome. So I'm really excited to be reading again. Actually, one thing from that, accessing the healing power of the vagus nerve, it really does talk about posture and forward head. Like, you constrict it, and because the nerves that hit the cranial nerves then go, it is important to keep good posture. So I'm going to try and be more conscious of it. I do slouch a lot, so I'm going to be more conscious of that after reading this book. And even when I'm reading too, like, I found, while I was reading the book, I was like reading the book, and it's talking about forward head posture, and I'm like, oh no, I'm like leaning forward, and how much it affects your vagus nerve. So, Emin Bells, how you going, Emin Bells? Emin Bells says to INFJ, I always had this thought that CPTSD is ADHD. My therapist gave me silent treatment after I said so. I saw you think the same. It is such a relief because it's so obvious to me. I think they're very. I think they intersect, and they're very similar. They cause very similar things, and also the effect of like the brain shutting down, disconnecting from your frontal cortex and the amygdala and the hypothalamus or whatever, and lots of different effects like your attention. So trauma, developmental issues are very similar to ADHD, and they also cross over with autism, Asperger's, and all that sort of stuff. So when you shut down and dissociate, you might not respond to people's emotions, or you might not, like, I think there's a lot of crossover and intersect of these things. That's a really good comment, Emin Bells. And I think, and one, like, one could arise from the other too, like, you could have CPTSD that then becomes ADHD, or you might have ADHD that then becomes CPTSD. So I don't know. This is just my thoughts. I think there is a definite sort of a connection. I know I had developmental issues where I had learning difficulties, and social um, social intelligence was low, but very high in some areas, but very low in some areas. So Evan Bell says, I'd love to talk about it with you someday. Yeah, we'll talk about it here, but you could have a private chat about it. Pumpkin Savant's here with the love hearts. Good to see you here, Pumpkin Savant. That's an awesome name. That's a really cool name. Happy Hermit's here. How you going, Happy Hermit? Hey all, hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good now. Like, it's good having these chats, and it always makes me feel happy, and you know, so I'm doing good now. I really am. And I finished the book club book, but I can't talk about it for another 2 weeks until we have the book club meeting. Happy Hermit says, yeah, it's 4 a.m. here, so I'll probably just listen. Yeah, that's the thing. Hey, like, because I do this at the moment, like the streams this time on a Sunday in Australia time, it's 4 a.m. in the States. I will do the occasional switch it around so that it's much better time for people in America. So maybe once a month I'll try and do that. Resonant Reflection says, polyvagal theory explaining how the vagus nerve has a role in social engagement. That's exactly it. Because I almost learned the nerves and the numbers, but I know 11 is the one that connects to your neck. So it's all to do with eye movement, and you moving your mouth and lips and ear, you're listening. So, and that's where people with autism, like they've got I think it's 7. I forget them. I will learn them. I will learn that all the nerves and which ones they are. But there's 2 nerves that connect to the ear. One connects to the eardrum and one connects to the muscle outside. And one's a filter, and if it doesn't work properly, like, it means you can't hear properly, and so you might not be that you're not listening to someone. It's just that you can't hear what they're saying properly, and so it can explain so much. And also being able to express emotions and engage, exactly what you said, social engagement. So when things aren't working right, you shut down. And so that then relates to heart rate variability. So if you're with trauma and also with ADHD, you have your brain waves are off, and then with heart rate variability, it goes off, and then it then affects the vagus nerve and then your brain. So it's amazing how it's all interconnected. And once you start sort of seeing that's how you can re-regulate, is by working out what is the thing. So breathing is a massive thing, like breathing properly, affecting how, and then the heart rate, then brain, and then the nerves, and they all interconnect. Resonant Reflections says, hi, Happy Hermit. And she continues, never liked fiction. I like biographies. I used to read a lot of biographies, actually. I remember reading, like, J.R. Tolkien and Jimi Hendrix and Bob Marley, and they were good biographies to read. Sam Likes Fruit says, do you sleep on the floor? I do, my friend. I'm sitting on my mattress. I usually lift my mattress up during the day, and so it airs it and all that sort of stuff, but it's basically on the floor, and I move it around. it's been in the same spot for a while, but I'm going to change my room around soon. And so you might see my room from a different location in the future. I love sleeping on the floor. It's, for me, it's, I feel more comfortable, and you don't need to have a bed. You just need a good mattress. INFJ says, Emin Bells, thank you so much for your response. These doctors are impossible. INFJ continues, hello everyone. Emin Bells says, no, read Gabor Mate. Then you see what I mean. Yeah, I do. I've watched a whole bunch of his interviews and stuff. I do have to read. I think I'll write that down in my diary, because that's probably should be the next book I read. Because he's written several books, and Sky's here. How you going, Sky? Good to see you here. Sky says, hi, Luke. I really hope that you can find peace and prosperity, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. See, that's what keeps me going, looking for this peace and prosperity, you know? So, and you too, like, I remember, you know, what you were saying in the last stream, you know, you've got life changes going on, and I hope the best for you too, you know? Red Rose is here. How you going, Red Rose? Red Rose says, hey, Luke. Hey, everyone. I just woke up. I finally slept after being awake for 2 days and nights. Wow. Oh, it's good to have sleep after being awake for so long. So that's really great to hear that you got some sleep. And I hope you're all refreshed. And I'm glad you made it here, you know? It's awesome. It's always awesome having you here. Resonant Reflection says, hi, Poetess. I'm glad you slept. INFJ Ultra Hayoka says, Red Rose, Poetess, woke up like this today with a ghost and a big tick. Happy Hermit says, I'm interested in the vagus nerve and this stuff due to having palpitations. Anyone else get them? I don't. I had heart issues at the start of the year because of medication, and I was getting palpitations. Like I could literally. It was like I could feel them when my heart rate was going really weird, and I fainted as well. But like it was really scaring me, and it really scared me, and that went away when I got off the medication. So I was so glad that happened. But yeah, I think certainly read as much as you can about it, and also heart rate variability is a big thing. So like, and that's where doing breathing techniques helps. I get this confused, but like when you breathe in and it activates the sympathetic nervous system, and then when you breathe out, it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, something like that. And then, so when you do shallow breathing, and this is like, you know, if you're not breathing from the diaphragm and you're not taking, you know, like deep breaths or normal sort of breathing, if you've got irregular breathing, it will affect your heart rate, because that's your breathing regulates your heart rate. And that's something I've found out recently. That was in Body Keeps the Score. He explains all about heart rate variability and how that is a big thing. But palpitations, you know, like maybe the maybe you can, by doing some of these exercises where you're getting the blood flow happening and energizing the vagus nerve, and also doing breathing and stretching and all this sort of stuff, maybe this could help you with that. So yeah, I hope that you can work on that. And if I find anything out, information, I'll let you know. Red Rose says, I have ordered my book and it will arrive soon. Awesome. It's a really good book. I can't talk about it because we'll only talk about it when we do the thing in a couple of weeks. But I've read it already. I've finished it. It's a really good book. And I can see why it's his most famous book. And, apparently everyone in Japan's read it type thing. And, um, yeah, it's a really good book. So it'll be interesting for us to all talk about all the characters and the stories and everything in a couple of weeks. And you'll easily read it in the next 2 weeks. I read it in a week, I think it was. Resonant Reflection says yes. Now I know the one you're reading. I will read it. Reading 2 weeks time is during the live stream. You talk about it. Yes, that's what we're going to do. In I think on the 22nd. I can't remember where. Yeah, Sunday the 20th. I think is when we're going to talk about it. And yeah, we'll talk about the book mainly. That can be our main topic of conversation. Um, Sam likes fruit says cool. I started doing that. Has improved my back loads. Yeah, doing the stretches and stuff like that. Is that what you mean? Like because yeah, in this book, the assessing the healing power of the vagus nerve, like there's um, like I'll show you one of the exercises, and it's so simple. It's like you turn your eyes to the side, and then you move your neck all that way, keeping your eyes looking to the right, and then you hold it there 30 seconds, and then you do the same on the opposite side, and then you do the opposite. You actually go this way and you're looking that way, and you go this way and you're looking that way. So like you're stretching your eyes and your neck. So this book's got some really good exercises in it that are really really easy to learn, and ones that you can do every day. And also neck back exercises, which affect your that's the the muscle. I can't read it. I'll tell you what, it's the SCM muscle, is the two muscles on the side here. And I always forget the names of these muscles, and the triangular try something on the back. But I do know they connect to the cranial nerve 11, connects to both of those, and stretching that is a big thing. Where are we? Red Rose says resonant reflections. Thank you. And Red Rose says on FJ with the rose and the hearts. Red Rose says, yo, my connection's cutting in and out. Just a heads up. Resonant reflection says somatic work is great for healing. Yes. That's the next thing I'm really going to look into learning about is somatic work, and um, that's my next thing is sort of doing the deep dive in that. And I know there's like places that do therapy around, but that costs money. So I'm all about learning how to do these things, to teach yourself how to do the exercises and stuff like that. Um, Red Rose says resonant reflections. Oh my goodness, my friend, I just scrolled up and read the comments, so now I know who you are. Yeah, that's it. She changed her name, so she's got like new name there. She was wavelength 42. I was trying to remember who you were. The new name is throwing me off. Continued. So resonant reflections. Hello, my friend. So glad to reconnect with you again tonight. Resonant reflection says, "Oh, sorry. Perhaps I should change it back." Oh, you keep it, change it, whatever. I like both of them. They're both cool. Um, Red Rose says, "Resonant reflections. No worries at all. I love your new username. It is marvelous." Red Rose says, "I don't know who it all is in the chat since I can only scroll up a bit. So hello everyone in here. I hope everyone has been having a good weekend." Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting weekend. Like I just finished that book, which was really good to do. Um, and I'm going to start a new book tonight. So that's my thing now, is just reading as much as I can, you know, and um, my life is sort of the way it is now. So I'm just embracing it, and I feel sort of honoured that I can actually be there in this position in my caring role, to be there through the night. And I had insomnia for the last month almost, and it's almost like I've become accustomed to being awake all night now. So now that I have to stay awake until 6 or 7 in the morning every day, it's just going to be the way I live now. So it just affects things. So, but I'm going to read lots and lots of books in the next few months or year. Could be a year, like this. Resonant Reflection says, it's still a take. Oh, it's still a take of music is resonant. So, and reflections is what I do. That's awesome. I love how you came up with your name there, because you're a musician, and you reflect on things. That's really cool. Resonant Reflection says, which book will you start? Well, I do have. I've been, for years people have said read The Power of Now, and I've got a copy of that. So um, I might get around to reading that, especially now I'm just completed a mindfulness course. So that's probably a really good book for me to read. Um, so I think Power of Now is going to be what I start tonight. And like the person, the mindfulness teacher who taught me, she was taught by the guy that taught Eckhart Tolle. So there's that, you know, connection of my teacher's teacher is Eckhart Tolle's teacher. So it's pretty cool. That's why I picked, and she's great, amazing. It was a great course. You know, anyone who wants to do a mindfulness course, um, mindfulness online courses is the name of the website. Check it out, and you can do it online, or they do courses in major cities of Australia and New Zealand. You can do it from home and Zoom in for the 2-day intensive, and then you have 8 weeks of practice and reading. And it was a really good course. And I think it gave me enough to really basically start the practice and you know, establish a practice, and then I just got to keep doing the one. I'm doing 1 to 2 hours a day at the moment. I was doing 2 hours a day, but it sort of dropped off a bit. So I want to work back to like sticking to the 2 hours a day and really just, you know, because you get such benefits from it. And that for me is the big thing for me is it's the breathing. It's also the concentration and controlling the mind and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, Power of Now is going to be the next book I read, I think. Red Rose Powder says, awesome, Luke. I'm excited to read my book when it arrives in the mail. Yeah, it's a good book. I can't talk about it because, you know, we've got to wait a few weeks and then we'll have a big chat about it. Baby Stag's here. Awesome. Awesome to see you here, Baby Stag. Hey, babies. Late, but here. Yeah, it's so awesome to see you. Well, it is late. It's like, you know, in the States, you know, you're like 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning. So like it's good that you're able to be here. Red Rose says, Baby Stag, hello, my friend. Resonant Reflection says, great choice. It will change your life. Yeah, that's awesome, Resonant Reflections. And I've got the second book as well, which has got meant to have exercises in it. So I've got both of the books there to read. So I think maybe when I finish the first one, I'll read the second one. So, and it's one of those ones so many people have said to me for years, oh, you've got to read Power of Now. You've got to read Power of Now. And I've never I'm doing it now. So tonight I'll start it. I mean, I've read the introduction or whatever, so I'll start reading it. Resonant Reflection says hi. I'm sure that's the Baby Stag. Red Rose says, Resonant Reflections, I love it so much. Yes, it is very creative and artistic. Resonant Reflection says, yeah, I'll check it out. Did it cost a lot? Is that the book club book, or I think it cost me like $15. I couldn't rent it. I couldn't get it from the library properly. You can download it off the internet for free. There's also the audio book too, Resonant Reflections, on YouTube if you want to listen to the audio book. Just do a search for it, Norwegian Wood. But it cost me $15 to buy off the ebook off Google. Baby Stag says, hello, baby. Yeah, Baby Stag says, hey, baby, it's 3:57 a.m. Yeah, jeez. That's like the wee hours of the morning. Red Rose says, yes, Luke, I have that book. Power of Now is incredible. Oh, no, the course. Okay, yeah, so it was, I think, $500 to do 8-week mindfulness course. And so that includes an intensive two-day, all-day class with the teacher and 3 or 4 other people, or 4 or 5 other people, and you can also do it in person. So every few months they'll be in your major city, and but I did it through the online Zoom method, and then you have the 8 weeks of each week you have a new exercise, and another component of the course to read, and the big part about it is establishing the practice, and you know, journaling, writing down your observations, and it's also set up to, if you want to become a trainer yourself. So you know, you don't necessarily have to. You can just do the course to learn mindfulness, but it teaches you also to be a coach, trainer yourself. But like the teacher says, you practice for at least 6 months until you start doing it. But yeah, it's a great course. Where's the I don't have the paperwork here, but yeah. Yeah, I really got so much out of it, and the teacher Rita, she's amazing. Happy Hermit's here. Oh, you were here before, but you're back. I'm surprised you didn't go visit Ajahn Braham in Perth. That's that's someone who wrote one of those books that's in the list for the book club. I didn't realize that it was in Perth. So yeah, and I'm on the other side of the country there, so it's like it's a little bit far for me to travel. But that's cool. I'll check it out. I'll check out like some stuff on YouTube maybe. MJG's here. How you going, MJG? MJG says hi, Luke, Rose, and the Bell, Stag, Resonant, Sam, Happy, Sky. So he's saying it. MJG saying it. Hey to everyone. Red Rose says MJG, hello friend. MJG says I'm listening. M and Bell says hello MJG. MJG says hello Red and M. See, that's the good thing. Like, if I guess me reading out all the comments, it means that, you know, you can sort of sit back and just listen, which is cool. You know, I enjoy doing this, like reading the comments as they, you know, especially when I can catch up and keep up with them. It's cool. Red Roses says to MJG with the roses and the hearts, and then MJG's got the hearts. I did say I'll be reading not reading the emojis as much, but you know I will occasionally. So yeah, like we're having a nice chat tonight, like, and it's a really cool, constructive chat about all different stuff. And we've been talking about books, what books we're reading, what books are cool to read. Happy Hermit was saying about Ajahn Braham. I forget which book that was. I don't know where I put the book club. I'll put them somewhere. All the bits of paper I wrote all the book club stuff on. I can't remember which book he wrote. Well, was it that Who Ordered This Pile of Dung? Is that the book that he wrote? Happy Hermit says all of his books are brilliant. There you go. So that's I'll write that down next to Gabo Mate. Where are we? Yeah, no, that's cool. It's good to know that all like just pick any of his books. That's it. Yeah, Happy Hermit says yeah he wrote that. He ordered. Well, that might be the next one that gets pulled out of the hat. So who knows? I've got to find the bits of paper I wrote down. Otherwise, I'll make some fresh ones because I've got the list. Um, but Resonant Reflections said that she had an idea for a book for the book club. So if you can remember what it is, let us know, and we might be able to put that in the net in so that there's 10 to pick out of randomly for the next one. So that might be what we do. We just add a new one each month and keep all the ones that were there in the original list. MJG says, yes, I'm laying and great to listen and read. Yeah, that's awesome. Happy Hermits. Oh yeah, that's right. I read those. So I will check out his books. Baby Stag says, I just read Bad Girls of the Bible. Liz Curtis Higgs. She's so funny to me. Awesome. Maybe that could be one we put in the book club. I'll put that in the short list. But you just read it. So like you're ahead of us. So but that's okay, like you can read like just this means you don't have to read it. But that's it's I'm all about getting ideas for stuff to read and that. So Tishnat Hana. Happy Hermit says Tish Nat Hana has good audiobooks on YouTube. I'm writing this down as well. Red Rose says that sounds just like me. I'm always putting things up in a special spot so not to lose them. Then I can't remember where I put them. Yeah, that's it. I thought I put them in here. I did, honestly did. This was the bit of paper I used. They are somewhere. Unless, maybe. Yes. I kept them all there, so they were under the hat. So what I'll do, now I'll put them where I thought they were. So there you go. I found them. Resonant Reflection says, The Myth of Normal, I'm reading right now. That sounds like an interesting book. I'll write that one down as well. Is that what was the one you were thinking of suggesting for the book club? Because what we'll do is in 2 weeks we'll add a new one to the list, and we'll keep the other 9 that are there now. Red Rose says, Baby Stag, I must read that now. Baby Stag says, reread. I read them in 2013 and 2014. It's good. It's good when you got a book like that you want to read over and over. That's like I was saying, I used to read Tolkien's The Silmarillion just like once every couple of years. And then I haven't read it now for years, so it'd be interesting to read it again. Baby Stag says you'll love it. Informative and funny. Gave me different ways to look at the women from the Bible. Hope you like it if you read it. Yeah, I mean, I've written it down, so I've got it on the list. So it sounds awesome. Red Rose says, "Happy Hermit!" Exclamation mark. I agree about Thich Nhat Hanh. Soli's here. How you going, Soli? Good to see you here, mate. Awesome. Soli says, "Hi, hi, hi. How's it going? We're going pretty good tonight. We're having a good chat. We've been mainly talking about books tonight. So I was talking about the books I've just been reading and the books I'm about to read, and everyone's talking about their favorite books and stuff. So, um, yeah, and how like now I'm reading books again. It's like I'm reading, and I'm going to be reading a couple of books a week now, like at least 2 books a week, I think. It's like Red Rose says, "Resonant Reflections. I want to read that book that you're reading now as well. I absolutely love to read." See, this is awesome. We're all giving each other stuff to read. Like I want to read these Bad Girls of the Bible. Myth of the Normal was that one. Other one. And Thich Nhat Hanh. Hope I'm pronouncing these correctly. Red Rose says, "Baby Stag, I'm sure I'm with you 100%. Yeah, it sounds like that Bad Girls of the Bible is a really good book. You know, Baby Stag's read it a few times. It's like, sounds like a classic. MJG says, "Hi, Soli." Red Rose says, "Soli, hello, friend." So it's good, like, pronounce Thich Nhat Hanh. There you go. Thich Nhat Hanh. Nhat Hanh. Resonant Reflection says, "Hi, Soli." Baby Stag's got the hearts and the doves and the emojis. I love that. Soli says, "I like to read, but I usually binge and then don't touch a book for a while." That's interesting. Like I sort of, I sort of did that. Like I used to read all the time, and then 12 years or something, more than that. Oh, yeah, 12 years, I think. I hadn't read. Even more. I'm glad I've started reading again, though. So, you know, it's good we got this book club now. So at least once a month, I'll definitely be reading one book. And I've got all these ebooks on my phone now, so I've got a whole list of books to read, and I've got the library books that I can rent out. So yeah, I've got that Stephen Bourget. I don't know how to pronounce, but yeah, Polyvagal Safety, and so I've got that as an audio book. Baby Stag says, "I keep forgetting them damn emojis." I know. Do use the emojis. I love them, but just like I'm just trying not to read them all out, but I will read them from time to time. That's all. Just I love the emojis. We all do. Just don't stop using the emojis. Just keep using them. And I like it when you use them in amongst words, and I can just translate the emoji into the words. That's cool. I love that. I'm just because I'm reading out all the comments. Like I'm trying to make it so that's all. I'm just trying to make it so I'm not like reading all the emojis, but I will read them out from time to time. But don't stop doing the emojis, Baby Stag. Love them. Um, Resonant Reflection says, when I'm not studying, I read about 3 or 4 books a week. That's awesome. Resonant Reflections continues. Baby Stack says, okay. Yes, the emojis, keep them going. Resonant Reflection says, I have Kindle Unlimited, but sadly many of the books I read aren't on there. Yeah, that's like where you've got a subscription. You can just as many books as you want, but then Kindle has that problem. That's the same with Google Books. They don't have all the books. It's like the whole problem with those things is that, they don't all have all of them. And then you don't want to subscribe to like 5 or 6 different services, and I'll find that also with the library stuff too. I search for books in the library and they don't have it, and I'm expecting them to have it. So, or they'll have the audio book but they won't have the actual book. So it's at least that's free, which is good. So yeah. We're having fun tonight. We're talking about books. It's good when we're all talking about something interesting. It's always interesting what we talk about. Um, I'm looking forward to when we do the book club in a couple of weeks and we get to talk about Norwegian Wood, because I found it to be a really good book. Baby Stag says, I thought it was just me. I do not like audiobooks. I never have. I want to smell that book, touch the pages. Yeah, that's a good point. And I find like especially with audiobooks, it's like how the person reads it. If you've got someone who reads really well, it might be interesting, but if they don't have the right voice, it's just hard. It's just no good. Like, and yeah, it is different. Like, I've only really, I think, 2 audiobooks, I think, is all I've ever listened to. And I've got this is my 3rd one, which I'm just starting. And I will push through with this one because I haven't found it in the library system. So, and I don't want to buy it because I don't have the money. So I can listen to the audiobook. So I'll push through with this one. But I was listening to it this morning. I started it, and it was like I wasn't really getting into it. So Resonant Reflection says, I know I hate audiobooks. I like to read myself. Yeah, that's it. Red Rose says, right now I'm reading a book all about Van Gogh, and it's a beautiful book full of his artwork. I love art books as I love art so much. That's cool. So it's about his life as well. It's like it's a biography, or is it more about his artwork and stuff? Red Rose says, Baby Stag, yes, I'm a bibliophile, so I love smelling the books, holding the books and feeling them in my hands. I collect books, all the books. I love to read all different kinds of books. That's awesome. Baby Stag says, that's amazing, baby. What's the name of that book? I love some Van Gogh, and I love paintings. I love art. But I'm all forms. But what's the name of the book, baby? Yeah, it sounds interesting. Van Gogh's, and it sounds like it's like resonant reflections, and Baby Stag. Yeah, I'll get it. Baby Steak says, me too. It is. Books are awesome, you know, especially old books. You know, like I used to go collect books from secondhand bookstores and get like the old books, and the paper's different on them. It's like different type of paper. Red Rose says both. So what was the name of that Van Gogh book, Red Rose? Baby Stag wants to know. She wants to maybe read it. That's a really cool question, Emin Bells. Emin Bells says, do you separate the person from his art, or do you see it as one? That's really interesting. Because I haven't read any books on Van Gogh, but like I've watched lots of documentaries, or lots. I've watched a few documentaries, and you know, he had a tough life. Like, I don't believe he was as mentally ill as they made out. You know, he was basically put in a mental institution by his brother, which was something that used to just happen back in the day. And it essentially spurred on him making, the trauma that he went through being put in a mental institution, inspired him to like make all this artwork. So there's a theory that, um, he was unjustly put in an institution, and that trauma that he went through by being incarcerated in this horrible conditions. And you see that famous painting of him, which was a copy of someone else's painting of the people doing the circling in the yard. Like he experienced like these horrors of being put in a prison, and that was, so like he wasn't necessarily mad, but he was made mad by being put through this ordeal. You know, so I don't know. There's a lot of people do question exactly. Obviously, he cut his own ear off and things like that, which is pretty. But that was after he would. That's after he was unjustly incarcerated for about a year in horrible conditions. You know, so there's a lot more to the story of his life that isn't talked about. Baby Stag says, I believe parts of him are hidden in his paintings, like mostly his pain. That's a really good point. It's a really good comment. Red Rose says the book is Van Gogh by Jacques Lazange. Baby Stag says thank you. There you go. I might check it out. I'll write that down. Resonant Reflection says, we've lost you. Me? Have I? That's happened sometimes. Like it goes blank. Like the video goes blank. Oh no, I'm still here. That's all right. But it does, like I've got like low quality microphone and low quality video, and I'm streaming with a Wi-Fi computer to the thing, so sometimes my connection will drop out, but I do have a pretty fast internet connection. So that's good. You're still here, Resonant Reflections. Red Rose says, in this book, The art historian explains why Van Gogh's paintings has become so central to our understanding of the power and the emotion of color, among so many other amazing facts. It's awesome. Red Rose says baby stay with the hugs. I think I'm going to have a toilet break in a minute. I've been sitting here drinking this water and I've got to go to the toilet. Sorry if I said too much then, but you know, I'm not drinking alcohol anymore, so that's good. And I only broke my sort of sobriety a few times in the last like couple of weeks. So that's I'm pretty glad that I'm staying sober. It's important. So I'm gonna take a toilet break and then I'll just be back in a couple of minutes. Everyone keep chatting. Baby Stag says, I look forward to searching in my favorite store, Books a Million. That's a cool name for a bookstore. Books a Million. That's awesome. Red Rose says, Evan Bells, I connect the artist to his work mostly in a sense, as I'm an artist, and when I paint, I do automatic painting and automatic drawing. Continued. I do not plan out or even think about what I'm going to paint or draw. It's all in an abstract way. The energy inside me at all the time just flows from my paintbrush or pen onto the medium. That's awesome. Baby Stag says for it and at Red Roses, moi, with the kisses. Baby Stag says, I hope you don't mind me shortening your online name. Can't remember when typing. Sorry. No, that's all good. Lemon Bell says, what I love about art is it has nothing logical. It goes straight to your deepest place of your soul. That, that's powerful. It does. And music is the same, music and art and the whole lot, it's good like that. And it's such a good therapy to be able to express And you don't have to be you don't have to like it's it's just as powerful to be a someone who doesn't make art and can appreciate art. So like, you know, you can be an observer or appreciate art and still be part of it, which is a good thing, you know. But if you make art yourself, that's great as well. Because it can do the same thing where it doesn't matter whether you're the artist making the art or whether you're viewing art, you know, it does touch you, like it goes straight to the soul. Red Rose says, Baby Stag, I adore. Bam. I like to go there and browse forever and then get me strawberry smoothie when it's spring or summer. In the fall and winter, I get hot chocolate. Solly says, Em and Bells, I don't agree completely. For me, art is emotion and spiritualistly organized in rational way, but that doesn't make art cold and soulless, only meaningful. Yeah, that's a really interesting point. And that's the beauty of art too. It's how you interpret it, you know. Everyone has their own like interpretation and how meaning for how what it means to you, and that's another beautiful aspect to it. So that's a really good comment, Solly, and it's it's yours. So, and you're not disagreeing completely. You're just like it's what you feel. Baby Stag says, "I love the deli." See, look, Baby Stag and Red Rose are talking about these Louisianan bookshops and places. This is awesome. I love the deli. They have all kind of stuff from gelato. They have cookies, cakes, muffins. They have hot chocolate. They have coffees. I don't really drink coffee, but I love hot chocolate. This Books a Million sounds like an awesome place. Sounds like it's like a wonderland. Red Rose says, and I gather a gazillion books, and then I head over to one of the cozy, comfortable couches and read and look at all the beautiful art and photos. I love to look at photography books too. Resonant Reflection says, when I'm performing, the one piece where I truly, it's the one place, sorry, where I am truly me. The one place where the emotional palette is wide open. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, you sing. Resonant Reflections sings, and she also makes electronic music as well and composes. So she's a musician. That's awesome. And yeah, I loved watching that you perform. I saw one of your videos of you singing. I forget what song it was, but it was one of the classics. Um, it's awesome. I hope you share more of your music, Resonant Reflections, as you start making more YouTube stuff. Red Rose says, and I love fiction and non-fiction, just everything really. Baby Stag says they even have scones. They have little cucumber stains with no crust. I just I don't know what they call, but it's cucumber sandwiches and stuff like that. I don't eat that, but they do have it. This Books a Million sounds like an amazing place. They should expand and have a store here in Australia. Um, You know, like I haven't seen any bookstores like that here in Australia. Like they're either like we had this one that was like secondhand books, this massive secondhand bookstore, which was awesome. I used to love going to. Um, and then you have the big department store type bookstores that are stale. Like they might have all the latest books, but like they're not very interesting. But this place sounds amazing. They got food, they got couches. Emin Bell says solely, my English isn't perfect. I'm not talking about paintings only, also music, poems. I can't explain the feeling I have with art when I see or hear it logically. Emin Bell says you're talking from creating place, bringing order into the chaos of your mind, etc. Solly says, oh, okay, I get you. That's awesome. It's interesting. It's great having this conversation about the meaning of art and all that stuff, you know. And Loratus Quadratus here. How you going, Luke? Hey, Luke. Hello, everyone. Hope you have had a lovely Sunday. Yeah, man. It's actually been pretty good. And we've had a great chat tonight where we've been talking about books pretty much all night. You know, even my talk at the beginning where I talked about my week and all that stuff. I've read a couple of books this week and I was talking about those books. So, yeah. How's it going, Loratus Quadrata? Good to see you here. Hope you've had a lovely Sunday as well, mate. You know, it's afternoon there now, isn't it? So, Baby Stag says, yeah, it's a grown up kids store, but kids can go there and it's got toys and them magazines. They got comic books, you name it. Is there tarot stuff? I'm a tarot reader, and it's got playing kits, cards, clothes, etc. This Books a Million sounds like it's like the best bookstore ever. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to look it up. There's got to be stuff on. Um, there's got to be YouTube videos of it. So, is it just Louisiana, or do they have them across the whole of America or something? Red Rose. I don't know. Here we go. Resonant Reflection says, "Thanks for the nice words." Oh, no worries. You know, like that really, when I watched your first blog video, it really meant a lot to me. Like it, um, if you were talking to me saying that you're inspired by the chat and wanting to make your videos, then that just really is special. And I can't wait to for you to keep doing what you're doing. Like it's awesome. MJG says, hi, Loratus Quadrato. Red Rose says, I'm learning more and more every day to live my life as an art form in every way. I like to embrace life in this way, even with the smallest mundane things in life. As the little things, they always end up being the best moments of my life. Loratus Quadrata says, nice, sorry for the delay. Oh, you're right, man. It's good to see you here. Baby Stag says, you in the outback. I did not know that. When you said that, I heard Crocodile Dundee. I love those movies. I love him too with the kangaroos. I live in like a city, but I live on the edge of the city, so that we do have within, like, we got the miniature kangaroos, like about half an hour drive away. Not even that. Like, I live right on the edge of the mountain, so we have like the bush, and but you don't really get the kangaroos until you go further. But we have like the possums and the quolls and things like sugar gliders and stuff like that, all not far from me. Loratus Quadrata says, I overslept. It's around midday. There you go. Oh, it's good to sleep in. That's it. And that's me now, brother. I'm my life's changed now. So I'm up all night and I'm sleeping during the day for the next, I don't know how long, as long as possible, really. Soli says, at the end, art has to be experienced, not only understood rationally. That's a beautiful thing to say. Does that, that's the most powerful part of it, is the experiencing of it. And it doesn't, like, that's, yeah, I love that. Resonant Reflection says it transcends everything. Red Rose says, Resonant Reflections, you're a true artist in every sense of the word. Literally, as your new handle implies, it truly resonates from your being. Red Rose says, Loratus Quadrata, hello, friend. Red Rose says, my favorite nights are spent at BAM. That's Books a Million. See, that's awesome. Books a Million. This is awesome. I've got to look this place up and see what it's like. There's going to be like heaps of stuff on it. Red Rose says all over. So it's all over the States. Ammon Bell says, beautifully said, Soli. Yeah, that was a really nice comment Soli just said. Red Rose says, they were open here to the wee hours of the morning. How awesome is that? Like a bookstore that stays open like real late. And if the food's there, that's a really cool shop. Why don't they have that here? The Rodis Quadrata says, hi, everyone. And he continues, hi, Red Rose. Red Rose says, hello, La Rodis Quadrata, with the roses and the hearts and the hugs. Baby Stag says, across the whole of America. See, this is awesome. But Books a Millions, there you go. Like, this has become an ad for him because it sounds like it sounds like an awesome shop. Like, I want to go there. Like, why don't they have them here? They could have one in every city. Emin Bells says, thank you. Oh, Soli says, Emin Bells, thank you. Red Rose says, yes, BAM has huge comfy couches, huge chairs, dining area, all kinds of food and drinks, gifts and vinyl records and books. This sounds like the best place in the world. Loratus Quadrata says, brother, I understand it. Last week I couldn't fall asleep before 5 p.m. It's rough. I don't know what to do. Yeah, man. It's difficult, eh? Like, I had the insomnia for almost a month, and then I have no idea how long it went for. Like, I could go back through my live streams and like try and work out when it started. But yeah, it's been like a month, and then now my caring role means that I'm up all night. So I'm going to be up. It's 7:40 p.m. now, and I'm going to be up for 12 hours. On 11 hours. I'm going to go to bed around 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's me. It's my life. It's all changed, and I'm embracing it because I'm being there for my mum. So I'm doing my bit, and it sort of worked out. My insomnia I was already up till 5 in the morning before, and now it's like I'm already used to it. Excuse me. Like it, I can. I'm happy to stick with it now. And I'm, like I said earlier, I'm reading books through the night, so I'm it's yeah. Baby Stag says amazing. I want pics one day if you don't mind. Well, I've got some videos on my YouTube of like sunsets of the bush. But what I'll do is I'll try and get some wildlife photos and stuff, and I'll put them on Instagram for you, and you can check out my Instagram. And there's a link on my bio to that, so you can check them out. So I'll get some. I'll try and get some photos of some wallabies and kangaroos and stuff. So I'll do that for sure, Baby Stag. Red Rose says solely. Oh yes. Genitalia says, "Hey Luke and chat. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday." Yeah, we are. We're having a great time. We're talking about books tonight. Jenna. Rodis says, "Aha." Soli says, "Hi Jenna." Jenna says, "Hey Soli." Red Rose says, "Yes, we have Harry Potter parties in the fall." What? Oh yeah, that Books a Million. That's cool. Emma Bells says, "Do you guys know the YouTube channel of Thoraya? She asks strangers questions and they read a secret and share a secret." No, but I'll write that down. Thoraya. I've got a massive list of stuff to look up now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. How cool's that? But that sounds interesting. I do remember, like, like there was that book series by that American dude that was all about like people sending in secrets to this thing, and like he made books about it. Red Rose says, speaking of which, y'all, I make the best butterbeer ever. Tastes just like butterbeer from Harry Potter world. In the winter every year, I do a Harry Potter movie-thon, and I make huge batch of butterbeer. What is butterbeer? Never heard of it. Jenna says, caring for a parent is noble and loving act. Bless you. I'm just, well, they look after me. They've food and shelter, and I'm fortunate that they've been there supporting me for so long. So if I can return the favor as well, So, but thank you, and um, I do feel fortunate that I'm able to be able to do it. So, Soli says, "No way, Thoraya is one of my favorite channels on the internet." That's awesome. I've got to check it out. So emotional. I've got it written down, so I'm going to check it out now. Loratus Quadratus says, "You're a noble person. Happy to hear that at least your insomnia can help your mother so you can find space reading." It's really good, actually. It is. So it's like I'm making use of it, but it's also I can have conversations with her when she's awake and stuff. And I'm there for that important time. And Yeah, it's a lot to think about, though. It's a difficult time. But thank you, everyone, for its support. It's really given me, um, you know, I need as much strength as I can get in the next while. So that's why having this like group of friends here that we're all having these conversations is really such a good thing. Red Rose says, Jenna, hello. Emin Bells says, wow, Rose, that sounds so amazing. Yeah. This this bookstore sounds, oh, but the butterbeer, I've never heard of butterbeer. Is it beer with butter in it? Never heard of it. Jenna says, hello, Red Rose. Emin Bell says, mine too, solely she gave me back hope in humanity. I got to check this channel out. This sounds like the Row. Sounds amazing. Um, Red Rose says, Evan Bells, I'll check that out. Jenna says, my favorite book of all time is um, Signaler Johnston's Private War. It's Great World War II memoir of the Australian soldier that served in PNG. That sounds interesting. I'll write that one down as well. Red Rose says, Jenna with the roses. Emma Bell says, you can sense from her voice she's empathic. Resonant Reflection says, no. I don't know who that one's responding to. Um, Red Rose says, Loretta's Quadrata. Yes, I agree. Baby Stag says, I love that. Thank you so much. I love nature and all the animals. My father created all people too. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Gives me a challenge to like go get some photos of the wildlife. There's lots of birds, so I'll be able to get some bird photos. Jenna's got the heart. See, I will read some of the emojis. Soli says, when I watch her videos, I instantly have a change of mood. That's awesome. Yeah, Baby Stag says, neither have I. And then she's got the butter and the beer and the beer. And I mean, I've never heard of butterbeer. Luke, you must drink my butterbeer. They drank it in the movie. You'll find my recipe soon and then post it here in the chat live soon so y'all can make it so addictive. Red Rose says butterbeer has no alcohol in it. Jenna says you all seem like a lovely bunch of people. Thank you, Jenna. Yeah, we have great conversations here, and we all support each other and inspire each other, and it's awesome. I've got all these cool things to check out now, like books and YouTube channels, and Resonant Reflection says, yes, we'll continue to support you through this. Thank you so much. So it gives me strength, and then I can then keep going. Red Rose says, Emin Bells, yes, I'll be finding my recipe and share it with you soon. You'll love it. There you go. Red Rose says, Luke, butterbeer tastes like the most yummy, buttery butterscotch ever. That sounds awesome. Red Rose says, Jenna with the roses. Loretta's Quadrata says, sorry, I have to go. I'm helping my mother at home and it's not going well. Oh, I hope, my thoughts are with you there, brother. Like, um, I hope it does go well for you. But it sounds like you got to, it's not going well. So my thoughts are with you, and um, we'll catch up next time, mate. Thanks for being here, Loretta's Quadrata. Red Rose, the butter beer, it, it do not have alcohol. Red Rose says, baby stag, you're going to love my recipe. It took me forever to concoct it to perfection. Jenna says, Loretta's Quadrata, all the best. I hope things improve. Red Rose says, goodbye, Loretta's Quadrata. Emma Bell says, I'm sorry to hear that about your mother. I hope she gets well soon. Take care, Loretta's. Red Rose says, Loretta's Quadrata, my thoughts are with you. Baby Stag says, thanks, Miss Jenna. MJG says, all the best. Take care. Yeah, that's it. It's been a pretty awesome chat tonight. Red Rose says, Loretta's Quadrata, lol, about the butterbeer. Yeah, I mean, I expected it to have alcohol in it. And so I'm interested to see what the recipe is and how to make it. Is it a hot drink? No, it's probably a cold drink. It's like milkshake type thing. I don't know. We'll find out. All I know is I've got a massive list of stuff to check out. Oh, I've got to write down, take photos for baby stag of like Australian animals. Loretta's Quadrata says, thank you, brother. Thank you, everyone. She's okay. Pleasure. I didn't want to worry, but life is hard, and it's been harder for her, and she's has a really hard time to be happy. Sorry to worry. No, our thoughts are with you, man. So just, and Jenna says, have a great night, everyone. I've subbed and we'll be here for sure, and we'll be sure to pop back in next time Luke is live. Take care with the heart. Thanks, Jenna. It was great to have you here. Like, it's been really nice. Loretta's Quadrata says, didn't mean to worry everyone. Depression, I think it's inherited trait. But still, man, like we care, like, so um don't feel bad or anything, man. Like, we're thoughts are with you, and we just hope that it gets better for your mum. And that, that's the we all support each other here. So Red Rose says, Loretta's Quadrata, take it 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second at a time. Sky says, sorry for not talking much. Hi, everyone. That's all right, Sky. I was just thinking about you, Sky. I was like, oh, where's Sky? Because she was here at the start and then disappeared. So that's totally cool. Like, sit back and listen, but it's good that you're still here and enjoying it, And like, I'll try and keep doing these every Sunday night. So you know, you're Aussie, so it makes it easy. Good time zone for you. But like Baby Stag and Red Rose, they're in. It's like 5 in the morning where they are. So it's awesome that they're here, But like, and it's like lunchtime over in Europe. Baby Stag says, I'm having the most fun with y'all. And my apologies, phone won't remain charging no matter what I try, and I don't want it to die on me. Sorry, babies. Love you all, but be great to yourself, and I'll try it. Ma. So that might be Baby Stag, might be dropping out. But it's been awesome having you here, Baby Stag. Baby Stag's got the big kiss, and then the peace, and then the dove. Red Rose says, Luke, my recipe is cold butter beer. You make a batch, then keep it in the icebox. That sounds cool. Resonant Reflection says, never heard of it. Yes. Oh, Resonant Reflection says, yes. Some more soundscapes would be great. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do one this week. Resonant Reflections. There'll be another one up there on my channel this week. I appreciate how much you like that, and hearing the all the birds and stuff like that. And unfortunately, they get the sound of cars driving by sometimes, so I've got to go places a bit further so I don't. But I actually, last week when I went to watch the sunset, I found a spot where I can go and record the sunset and get the sound, audio sound, where it's facing away from where all the cars are. So I'll put one up this week it'll be just the birds and the sound of the wind in the leaves and things like that. So thanks for that comment. I'll do more of that. Sky says, I hope you're all doing well, going well. Thanks for that comment. We're having a great time tonight. Red Rose says, Baby Stag, we understand, no worries. Loratus Quadrata, Scott the Heart says, have a great time, my friends. Thanks for being here, Loratus Quadrata. We'll see you next time. Red Rose says, bye, Jenna. Oh, that's right. Jenna was taken off as well. It was good to see Jenna, and she'll be back again. Red Rose says, Loretta's Quadrata, yes, we are with you in heart and soul. Resonant Reflection says, it's part of providing support. Oh, that's awesome. Sky says, I'm going to buy a paperback version of CPTSD from Surviving to Thriving. I reckon that's a good idea. I've listened to the audio book version of it like 4 times, and having a physical copy of that book would be really good, because it's got, like, you can download from Pete Walker's website some of the checklist stuff, but I forget what chapters, like it, chapter 8, 9, or 10, or whatever. He's got all this practical stuff, and you want to read it several times. It's the sort of book you want to have a real copy of. Sky says the struggle is real. Yeah, and that's it, Sky. Like, reach out to Blue Knot. Ring if you need to speak to someone. Call Blue Knot Foundation, and just, you can call them once a week. They are the best counselors, and it's free. And this month they've got their fundraising day on, I think it's the end of October. But like, if you need to speak to someone, Sky, just reach out to Blue Knot Foundation and you can speak to someone. That's the beauty of they're there for anyone in Australia with CPTSD. Red Rose says, yay, Sky, I didn't know that you were still here. No worry. Oh, you were here. No worries. We understand. Sometimes I have to just lie down and listen when I have a slow connection. Yeah, it's cool that people can just sit back and listen, and they don't have to be part of the conversation. Red Rose says resonant reflections. I agree 100%. Sky says thanks, Red Rose. Sky says I'm listening to the book as much as possible. Yeah, that's it. I did it. I listened to it 4 times, and I'll probably listen to it again. It's such a good book. I would like to actually have a physical copy of it though, just because it's such a good one. Resonant Reflection says it really was great. Sky says, but I'm organizing to start studying and working on my situation. That's awesome that you've got a plan to like get back studying, and like that's what it's all about, like finding something new to do and giving yourself like new things to do in life. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm doing like 2 first aid courses this month, which I get to do for free, which is awesome through the Carers Network, and that's going to help me like having like they're like qualifications type thing, but it's going to help me having a first aid course, and one's mental health first aid course, so it's like helping people assess people and direct them towards things and know what to say and all that. That's going to be a really good educational thing for me, and in the future I want to help, maybe in a year or 2 years I want to like somehow do nature therapy and mindfulness, and I want to help people with CPTSD and stuff, and so it's going to help me doing these courses. So that's awesome. You're going to do a course, and you got a plan. You're going to do something new. You know, but certainly, like I said, reach out to Blue Knot if you're in Australia. Do it. They're amazing. They've helped me so much. Red Rose says, Sky, I hope that this book will help you stay strong, my friend. Take one day, 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second at a time. You're so much stronger than you think yourself to be. Sky says, big hug, Red Rose. Thank you. Red Rose says, Sky, you're most welcome. Sky says, it sucks that we're in this situation. Sky continues, but it's great that you understand and are supportive. We're all here for each other, Sky. That's what the beauty of this is, is that we're like we're all friendly people, but we're also doing what we can, and you know, it's so I appreciate that, and that that's why I think we always have these amazing conversations, because we're all supportive, and we inspire each other, and you know Resonant Reflection says, I rang Blue Knot this week, 45 minutes of advice and support. Yeah, they're amazing. They've really changed my life, and they've helped me so much. So Sky, reach out to Blue Knot if you've never done it. Sky says, thank you all. Thanks again, Luke, for talking about it. No worries. Hey, MJG's got the hearts, the green hearts. It's awesome. So yeah, look, I love how much love and support there is in this chat. It's always just everyone's. It's hard to put into words, but like tonight's been such an amazing chat. We've been talking about books and bookstores, and so many things. So it just Sunday nights, like I said at the beginning of when I do my talk at the beginning, I was talking about how much I appreciate having these chats, because It's like you're all my friends now, and I feel like I'm not alone anymore. That once a week we get together and we have a chat, and we have these amazing chats, and gives me something to look forward to. You know, Red Rose says, "Sky, we're all here for you." That's it. I think that's so awesome that Sky, you've got like a plan that you're going to study, and start. It's all about starting something new, and you know, it's really interesting. And you are. Sky says, I'm starting to use Blue Knot and the other support lines. That's awesome. Reach out. That's what it's all about. You know, they're absolute experts in trauma counselling and advice. I can't explain how much they've helped me. You know, MJG's got the thumbs up. That's awesome. That's it, brother. We're all here. We're all here for each other to support each other, aren't we? And I remember you telling me like your condition, and I looked it all up, mate. MJG, and I feel for you. You've really do, man. I looked right into it, and um, I hope you're doing well. It's that's the thing. We're all here for we're all here to um, and I love us, on your Instagram, man. I said it last time, like I saw there all is that's all your artwork on your Instagram. That's awesome. I didn't know, like, you're an artist as well. So that's awesome. Red Rose says, "We know Luke. Luke is such a marvelous blessing and have started a fantastic community here. We understand and get each other. We do." Thank you, Red Rose. So eventually we'll I'll set up a chat, like an email or like a probably WhatsApp or something like Messenger or something. But one thing I did think about Discord, using Discord, and I put up a poll on my community page, but then I took the poll down because I was like, I realized Discord doesn't support Braille connection, and so we need to make sure that our community has whatever um, program we use has to be able to be accessed through um, that that system. So we're not going to use Discord for it. It's probably going to be Messenger or WhatsApp. But we will eventually have a sort of a community thing where we can all just chat. We can do email chat as well, where you have emails, but then that gets confusing. Whereas a program like WhatsApp or Messenger, you can have groups, and then so it's the same as Discord, but it's it's going to be it has to be um, accessible through um, Discord's just we can't use it because it's not accessible through the Braille um, connection. So at some point in the next month or so, we'll probably set something up. This guy says, I'm going to go soon and hang out with my friend, but we'll hang out until I get to the venue." That's awesome. You're doing stuff, you know, and you going to see some music and stuff you're on the sunny coast somewhere. Go see some live music or whatever it is. Catch up with a friend. That's awesome, Sky. It's good that you're doing that, MJG says, yes, that's the reason I write less. And I love to be here. It feels good. Everybody has his problems. I think real human. Thanks, Luke, and everyone, of course. MJG's got the roses. MJG says, you can write so sweet and beautiful, Red Rose. Thank you. That's lovely. Yeah, I like. It's hard to explain just how comfortable I feel amongst everyone, just chatting, and we always have these amazing chats, and I always end up with all these cool things to look at. Like, what's my list? I've got Thoraya to check out on YouTube. Books a Million. I've got to check out this Books a Million place. I've got to, maybe the next book I look at reading is one of Gabo Mate's books. And then Ajahn Brahm book. Also, Bad Girls of the Bible is another book to read. Thich Nhat Hanh. Check that out. The Myth of Normal. Can't remember what that is, but that I'll just look it up. And then that Van Gogh book by Jacques Lasange. I've got to get some photos for Baby Stag of like kangaroos and wallabies and things. Put it on my Instagram. And then Jenna had I don't know if I wrote that down right. Sigler Johnston's Private War. That's enough to search for it anyway. It's like an Aussie person's memoir of World War II. So I've got all these things to look up, and that's just from tonight. So Red Rose says MJG with the roses and the hearts and the hugs. MJG's got the hearts. Emma Bell says MJG. Which part of Netherlands do you come from? Resonant Reflection says appreciate that. The good thing with email though is that it could be used by anyone, even with bad internet. That's a good idea. And not everyone, like some people might not like the idea of having Messenger or WhatsApp. That's the other only downside of using them. So maybe we can do email somehow. And so we'll think about it. Hey, Resonant Reflections. We'll take a bit of time and we'll think about it and we'll work it out. So we don't have to rush with it, but we will try and get something set up sometime so that we can keep a chat going. Resonant Reflection says the support here is amazing. I found my people. I'm so glad to have met you, Resonant Reflections. That was an amazing thing to have met you last week, and I'm really, inspired by your journey. And like, I want to see you do your masters and like your PhD and like more music and all this stuff. It's great to have met you, and I think it's awesome you started a video blog, and it's amazing. You're an amazing person. You've achieved so much. So like you inspire me. So thank you. Red Rose says, MJG, wow, you have seen my poetry. How fantastic. What sweet comment. It's made my night. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, because MJG's on Instagram now. I don't know, like it was only just a week ago or something. Oh, maybe I don't. Yeah, but MJG's got his artwork on there. It's awesome. MJG says near Harlem. Bells to M and Bells. Soli says, I have to leave the chat. I had a great time with the hugs. Thanks for being here, Soli. It has been a great night tonight. Thank you for being here. It's been really great. You know, we'll see you next time. MJG says, has the smiley face. Red Rose says, resonant reflections. I understand completely with your thoughts and I feel the exact same way. It's by my famous or favorite neuroscientist. I'll have to check what. Well, that like, I love what you're interested in studying. You know, I think that's really inspiring. Red Rose says, "Bye, Soli." Yeah, catch you later, Soli. Thanks for being here. Emin Bell says, "Have a great one, Soli." Resonant Reflection says, "I could set up an email group, and then people who want to join the group could subscribe to it." That's a yeah. Well, I reckon that might be an idea. Um, we'll we'll think about that or WhatsApp or Messenger. Maybe it's one of those three things because um, email group could work. I've never like ran any of them, so I don't know how like you can moderate them and all that sort of stuff. So we'll keep talking about that resonant reflections, and we'll work something out in the next few weeks. Sky says, "I'm going to put it to work. I need to hope. I'm going to put in the work. I need to hopefully and some kind of have some kind of future." That's awesome, Sky. That's what it's all about: putting in the work, creating your own future, and like because you can heal from all this stuff. And you're talking about Pete Walker's book. I've got to read that other book he wrote, The Tower of Fully Feeling, because apparently that's got a lot of um, practices in it that is all about the healing stuff as well. That's awesome that you're putting in the work and you're serious about it. You're gonna start studying something new. You've got that's the beauty of you can in a couple of years time you could be in this whole new industry. You've studied something, you've got a new career, everything like could be all different for you. MJG says, "Bye, Soli," with the heart. Red Rose says, "Cool resonant reflections," with the exclamation mark. Emin Bell says, "Yeah, haven't you guys talked about opening a group chat?" Yeah, we have. We're going to do that, Emin Bells. We're just sort of we're not sort of rushing into it yet. We're going to do it soon, and we don't know whether it's going to be email or through a program like WhatsApp or Messenger or something. So we're sort of just thinking about it at the moment. So we are gonna have a group chat somehow. Sky says it's probably not going to involve another relationship except the relationship I have with myself. I'm going to learn how to love myself, support myself, pick myself up, and move forwards. That's a beautiful comment, and you know, who knows? You might end up in a relationship again. So I was like I said at the beginning of the thing, I haven't had a relationship for 11 years, and even that wasn't a very long relationship. So I've been starved of connection and relationships. So, but I'm I'm doing the same. I'm working on myself, and I'm gonna create my own future. And I'm gonna pick myself up and move forwards. That's awesome, you know. But you might find someone, and it'll happen unexpectedly because you're working on yourself, and you've created a whole new situation. But you've got a great outlook on it. It's like you don't care. Your focus is on yourself and your healing and creating a new future, and that's awesome. Red Rose says, Sky, you can do this. Red Rose says, Sky, remember one day at a time. Resonant Reflection says, bye, Soli. Resonant Reflection says, we can chat about it. We should take a vote. Yeah, that's it. I can put a vote on my community tab, and then we can take a vote on it. So it'll be email, messenger, or WhatsApp, and any other ones. But like I said, it has to be able to be interfaced with the Braille network. Sky says, yeah, there's another book that preceded the other one. I'll get it. That's it. I think yeah, definitely. Resonant Reflection says, yeah, you can. I don't have Messenger now. I deleted my Facebook as I'm so sick of the drama, but I could always sign up again. Yeah, that's it. Not everyone's on Facebook. Um, what thing that really gets me is like Facebook owns Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Messenger, WhatsApp, and they don't all interconnect. Like if you've got Instagram, you should just be able to it should all just interconnect, and shouldn't have to sign up for some extra app if it's owned by the one company. A lot of people are talking about this, like why haven't they integrated it all? Because so many people have got Instagram. If you've already got Instagram, why should you have to get this other app? Same thing with Facebook. Like you might not be on Facebook, but you're on Instagram. Or I don't know. They will eventually one day consolidate that aspect. So Resonant Reflection says, good on you, Sky. What will you study? Keep on working through the journey. It's hard, but worth it. Yes. I have not read that second Pete Walker book yet. Neither have I. I think, well, is that the one I was talking about? The Tower of Fully Feeling? Or maybe there's another one. Red Rose says, Sky, the possibilities for you, oh, my friend, they have no end. You must remain strong in yourself. Sky says, I'm going to study the CPTSD and how I can change my interpersonal interactions. That's awesome. That's what I'm doing, Sky. How good's that? We're doing the work. That's the beauty of it, So I'm reading all these books, and I'm doing therapy as well and seeing psychologists, counseling. I'm learning. I just read, like I said at the start, I read this book, Accessing the Healing Power of the Vagus Nerve. That's a good book. It's worth reading. And it's a good introduction into polyvagal theory. And Resonant Reflections, I think, said she read that and said it's a good book. It's written really easy to understand, and it's got exercises in there which help you to work on your blood flow and stretching and regulating your vagus nerves. And yeah, so that's my next thing. I'm gonna after that. So I'm doing mindfulness. I've just completed a mindfulness course, and that's really helping me. So um, that's what it's all about. Hey, Sky, like learning what to do and then doing it, and then keep going because there's heaps of stuff. But like what you said, interpersonal um, interactions, I think is what you said. I can't remember, but like basically, me too. Like so, learning how to communicate again. So I'm doing a course on nonviolent communication, which is really great. It's teaching me how to speak properly. So look up nonviolent communication. It's a great way to learn how to communicate empathically and to listen to people. And it's an amazing thing. Um, Red Rose says, Sky, that sounds so awesome. 100%. Sky says, I won't lie, this experience has almost broken me daily for the last 40 years. No, I'm feeling for you, Sky. Like it, and it's so good that you're actually here now and you're doing the work now. So, that, like you've, again, like I was saying earlier, like I can't think about all that time lost. I've just got to think about now and moving forward from now. And that's what I was saying earlier. I was saying I spent so much of my life in like the fright, freeze, or fawn modes. You know, Sky says, thanks again, Red. Resonant Reflection says, yes, do that. That will narrow it down. Resonant Reflection says, all of those will work fine. Sky says, I'm just done with hurting people I care about, including myself. But yeah, see, like that's one of the hardest thing with CPTSD is that you end up like not being able to be present, and you react differently to things, and again, you're hurting yourself more than you're actually hurting other people anyway. But like you're wanting to actually learn properly how to do things and be a better person, and that's an awesome thing. So if you're interested, look up nonviolent communication. It's a great thing to learn about. And if it's a whole way of listening to people, it's active listening, and it's about listening for other people's needs and not making demands. It's making requests and empathizing with other people. So when someone says something to you, you observe. You don't actually just go, oh well, that I know what you're talking about, that happened to me. That's not empathizing. So um it's like learning how to communicate. So that might be something you're interested in, and you can do whole courses in it, and it's been around for ages. It's like this whole, they've got a center for it, and I'm reading the books at the moment, so it's really good. um Red Rose says, Sky, we think we can't make it through, but we will. We must remember this. Sky says, thanks, guys. Have a great night. I hope to talk soon. We'll see you next Sunday. Hope to see you next Sunday, Sky. And have an awesome night with your friend, at the venue. Red Rose says, Sky, my friend, please give yourself grace every single day and night, Grace. Resonant Reflection says, bye, Sky. Keep on keeping on. You got this. Red Rose says, Sky, yes. Talk to you later on. Resonant Reflection says, that the one you mentioned? I think so. If may, I don't know what that was. Is maybe is that about? I don't know what that one's about. It could be what I was talking about with NVC. Um, Red Rose says resonant reflections, 100%. Resonant reflection says this is why this community is so good. We're all doing the work. That's it. We are. Everyone is. Red Rose says, Luke, so proud of you and for you. You're doing all the work. I'm getting there though. You know, I'm not getting heaps done every week, but I'm getting enough. Like, you know, I'm still really unfit. That's my next thing is like working on my physical fitness and being more active. But I'm doing it. You know, I'm doing enough, and I'm doing all this stuff now. Like I'm learning all this new stuff, and it's awesome. And we're all inspiring each other to keep doing the work. So, um, Red Rose says resonant reflections. Love it. We just wrote the same thing. We're such like minds. Oh, I love it. Red Rose says, yeah, we're all doing the work, even when we think we cannot. 100%. I think I'm hearing some noise upstairs. I'm going to have to go soon. Dad's going to sleep soon, so. Resonant Reflection says, one thing I'm working on is building my social network. I go cafes and events to make myself get out and about, give myself plenty of time to rest in between rewiring my brain. Yeah, you're a busy person, you know, you study, you got a family, you know, you're a busy person and you're keeping active, which is awesome. It's inspiring. And on top of that, you know, you're an artist as well, and you're building community, you know. So that's why I'm so glad to have met you, and that you know we can work together, and with this whole support group thing, you know, it's going to be. I think it's just going to keep getting better and better. Resonant Reflections says, yes, the grief of time lost is real. I find for me it comes and goes. Red Rose says, resonant reflections. That is wonderful that you're doing that. Yeah, like she's keeping real busy. She's doing lots of stuff. Um, Red Rose says, resonant reflections. Yes, there are such hard times, but in those hard times, we're able to find glimmers in those moments to see and know that there is such love in it all. That's beautiful. MJG says, bye all. See you next time. Love to you all. Love you all with the hearts. Yeah, MJG, it's been awesome having you here. And like, yeah, likewise. Um, we'll see you next week. It's been awesome. I'm going to probably shut the stream down any minute. So this is good timing. I think we're all saying goodbyes now. Well, it's been 2.5 hours, so it's been a good chat. So Red Rose says, MJG, goodbye, my friend. Goodbye, friend. Talk to you later on. MJG's got the thumbs up to Red Rose. M and Bell says, bye, MJG. Have a lovely Sunday. MJG's doing the wave. MJG says, bye, M and Bells. Red Rose says, MJG with the roses and the hearts. M and Bell says, okay, bye, everyone. Thank you, everyone. MJG, Red Rose, Resonant Reflections, Hammond Bells. We'll see you all next time. Anyone else who's here, but it's been great. Until next week, much love to everyone.